Welcome back. We're currently standing outside of the walls of our 100% safe ice cave. And saying that out loud is crazy. But through this episode, I'm going to take you through the entire build that's standing behind these gates, which I'm not going to spoil in the intro. This was a battle. The ice cave is very, very hard. Anyway, I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time in the intro. So if you are new, subscribe. We're about to hit 900K. And if you want to say you were here before 900K, you know what to do. Anyway, this is one of my favorite builds that I've done in the series so far, so make sure you guys watch it all the way through. Let me know what you think, and I will catch y'all in the next video. We are starting today's video in the hardest cave in all of Lego Fortnite, otherwise known as the Snow Cave. If you've been a viewer of the series, you might remember that not too long ago, we started working on an underground city inside of a snow cave. So let's get up here and show you what we've already done. And as we arrive up here, we have our pet Bones, who got out of his play structure and is now roaming and trying to kill me. Okay, let's get away so we don't die now. But to continue our very short tour, we got our cage over on the right, and then if we run through this tunnel, we got our room. There's really just mobs everywhere here. Well, this is a great example of exactly why we're doing exactly what's in the title today, and that's making a snow cave 100% safe so we don't have to deal with things like this anymore. This is going to take a very long time, and it's going to be pretty hard. To be honest, I don't even know if it's possible, but we need to gather up a ton of resources, and we also probably have to make a few more swords. Basically, we have to gear up and get ready to make this snow cave 100% safe. And we've arrived back to our main village for some very specific resources that we're going to need to make this cave safe. And if we go up to my storage room, unfortunately, I no longer have anything. Last week, I went on a resource run where I basically got 1 billion of each item, and now there is nothing left. And the first thing we're getting is some rough amber because we need to enchant a new pickaxe since mine is on the verge of dying. That didn't take long, and that should be enough. Bro, how down bad was I when I built this? Let's see if we can make it home with our gliding method. I basically have half stamina, but we're going to use our new gliding method that we've been using. And if you haven't seen this before, then you need to catch up because this is the best way to glide in the game. But we're going to make it all the way home with this stamina. Watch this. Yep, we did it. Nice. You can basically fly across an entire biome without losing your stamina if you use that method, and I just broke my floor, so it can be a little destructive sometimes, but use that method. It's the best way to fly in the game. And sorry, I know that was off topic, but I always want to show you guys the best tips possible. Also, triple durability as always on the pickaxe, and I feel like every single one of these build project videos start the exact same way, and that's with us getting materials. And while I was on my way to do my first delivery to the snow biome, I found this. It's honestly so random that there's just the worst items in here and they're super rare. It'd be cool to one day use that as part of a build, but for now we'll just leave it. And we have arrived at our home base in the snow so that we can go ahead and drop off delivery number 1. We still don't really have a storage solution here, so all of these are pretty unorganized. And if you were curious, we have 850 wood. There's Maisie. Let's see if she got us something. Oh, okay, wood. Let's see how much wood she got. 10? I thought she was supposed to be like the best villager in the game. Why did I just get... Wait, did she give me anything else? Let's see. Maybe she gave me a lot of some of the others. 10, 10, 10, 20. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, we are not done. We have more grinding to do because we have a fresh pickaxe and now we need some granite. Did I just see a shooting star? You can't tell me that wasn't a shooting star. I saw that one with my 2 eyes. And we are finally at the cave, and we are joined by our friend Maisie. I know that earlier I made a comment about how bad she was as a villager, but I think we're gonna need some help here. So here goes nothing. In order to make this place 100% safe, there's a lot of things we have to do, and I believe that the first step is gonna be actually just lighting it up. Last time I attempted to do this, I threw torches all over the ground, but what I didn't know was every time you backed out and rejoined, the torches would just disappear. So I learned my lesson there, and this time around, we're just gonna plop down campfires, and I wanna test something because I know that these shells spawn in the same place every single time you come into a cave. And I'll show you another example of that happening. If I go over here, there should be a shell that spawns in this room like it did earlier, and there is. So what I'm interested in seeing, and this is what we're gonna test, is whether it'll still spawn here if I put something over it. So I plopped a campfire down there. So let's go ahead and eliminate this guy. Let's put another campfire right next to it. You know, we're just basically patching a hole up in the ground. But now that we placed that down, let's go over here, go out of the cave, and then we're gonna back out and rejoin and see if he's still there. And we are back in our cave to see if we made it any safer than it was previously, and it looks like it is. There's just a scorpion spawning in here now. Let me just confirm. Break these, and there's no roller here, which actually means we can make this place 100% safe. And now this has got me thinking, What if the only place that these mobs spawn is on the floor of the ice? I honestly feel like there's a chance that that is the case. So we're just gonna start with these tiles, and I might design it better if this does work. But basically what I'm trying to do, and you guys probably already know what I'm trying to do, is cover the entire floor to see if mobs still spawn on it. And that's a good sample size for here. When we back out, we'll get a good idea of whether mobs spawn, but I'm not done there because I'm gonna cover the entire floor of my so-called room. We've already witnessed an ice roller and a scorpion spawn here, but what if we just covered up every single spawn point that they had? This feels like a good place to test it because I don't want to go too crazy if this doesn't work. We're gonna go back up to the surface for probably the last time for the testing phase of this video, and we're gonna see if we made our room and the surrounding area 100% safe. So we got some mobs down here, which is okay. But if we come up here, they're only spawning in the spots where there's not floors. And as you can see, bones didn't even spawn, which was our pet. So that part's pretty sad. But guys, I'm pretty sure we did it. Let's walk around this corner and we'll really know for sure because there were 2 mob spawns in here last time. And what do you know? There's nothing here. We just hit the jackpot. Now it's time to make this place really feel like home. And the first thing we're going to need to do is add lights back to this place. It gets very, very dark in here. So we definitely got to make sure we do that. And let's get these mobs out of here since they're not going to respawn, and even if they do, they won't be able to in a second because we're going to cover the rest of this floor. The only sad part about doing this is that we're going to have to remove the natural features of the cave, like this rock here. And obviously I want to keep as much of this stuff as possible, but everything on the floor will have to go. Anyway, I have some good building ideas now, so let's go ahead and get started. And the first of our building ideas to make this place even safer is to actually make an entryway, because there's no point in making one area safer if all of the mobs could just come in from a different side of the cave. So there's our wall design. And then instead of using the ice ramp, we're actually just going to build our own staircase on top of it. And we'll finish it off with some flooring. And now we have a nice gradual staircase that brings us up and down this place. But we aren't done. After a little bit of building, it looks pretty good. As we enter here, as you can see, it'll be a lot safer, but not entirely safe. So we're gonna put a main garage door, and that will be the thing that keeps us secure here. So you run through these archways, and you actually have to open a garage door, and then you just close it so that there's no way mobs could follow you. And with the garage door here, we've now secured one of the entryways of this place. And let me go ahead and show you the other side. So if we move directly over here, there's this entry to the cave, which is an archway. We'll definitely be securing that. And this is actually the only part of the cave that has an entrance. Everything else is just a wall. So we definitely made the right decision when we decided to build inside of this cave. Either way, now that we know that we can make this place safe, this is gonna get fun. And after a quick cut in the video, as you can see, we have our first balcony done. There's no way any mob would be able to attack us from the outside. The only way in is this really cool garage door. But now that one entryway is done, we got to make our way over to the other side so we can close off this gap as well. Now what we're going to do with this side is plop down a garage, of course, because that's how we're starting out each side. And this is what we've got so far in terms of design. Again, I don't want to put too many decorations around this place because I don't want to hit any sort of building limit. And hang on, I might have thought of the best idea ever, and it looks like it's gonna work. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking a campfire and I'm gonna try to put it inside of this wall. And that lights it up a little bit. Okay, I think we can work with this. I just gotta nudge them in and drop them, and I placed a few already, but what I realized is that you can actually sneak them inside of the wall like this. And now by doing that, as you can see, the ice is literally glowing. And walking around this place, you can kind of see I've started to light it up, but we got a little bit more to do. But this is a fun little lighting tip because like you can see here, it's basically dark in this corner. And if I just get this in the right spot, yeah, that looks so good. Next up, we got to design the wall right behind me here because as you can see, we started laying out a balcony. Don't worry, it's way too big. We're going to trim it down. Let's go ahead and design a quick wall for this. So we've laid down basically everything we can, but like I said, we have to trim down this ginormous structure. I don't know why I built all these floors, but it's time to chop them all down. There we are. As I'm running through this place to collect these materials, though, I'm realizing how dark it still is, and that's what we're gonna do next. So we're just gonna pop a few more campfires in here, and I want to talk a little bit more about this because I think this is the nicest type of lighting. The only problem is sometimes you get this issue where you have to find the perfect spot, and I mean, when I pop it down, look at how blue the cave gets. It's so nice. But yeah, we got a lot more to do, so let's fit some more in. The only problem with this is that it's very difficult to get these out of the wall. So if you place it in a spot you don't like, then tough luck because there's no way you're ever going to destroy it. And I believe we have just placed our last campfire. And if you take a look around here, I personally think that it looks incredible compared. Oh, so we shall fix that. And if you guys want to do this in your own worlds, what you got to do is point at something above the level where you want to put it. And then you just got to nudge it in and bam. You have light. We also unfortunately lost our pickaxe, so for the rest of this episode we are going to be using our bare fists. But let's go ahead and give you guys a walkthrough of this area because a lot has changed since I've given you guys the last tour. So if we walk up these stairs, we have this nice patio section, and I deleted everything. You guys already saw that. So for now we have a staircase right here, but I believe I want to build some bridges out from this side, and maybe I'll connect it to that shelf over there, but I'm not sure yet. As always, the comments are open for any suggestions. Also, as I'm walking through here, I'm noticing more and more of these areas that aren't lit up. I am being a tad careful that I don't put too many down because you can kind of see that there's a lot in here already. And I feel like at some point we're gonna get the complexity warning just because of how many we slid into the walls. And an interesting thing that I'm already kind of seeing is that they oh yeah, like they're turning on. They basically flicker as you get close, which is honestly pretty interesting. I don't hate it. But let me give you a walkthrough from this other side. I'm gonna treat this one more like a side entrance, so it's not super important. But as you come through this gate, you're met with this little center hub. This will probably just have a few chests because if I do ever want to live in here, I want some chests right by the exit so I know that I can swap things out and get on the go. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna have here. Maybe a crafting bench as well. But for the time being, I actually plopped down an epic crafting bench in the middle here along with a single chest and a stone breaker. But I wanted to show you the main entrance because if you come down through this garage and archway, I actually lit up the cave outside of the entrance. You know, I didn't use as many campfires. As you can see, it's really not that bright, but it's light enough to lead us straight out to the cave exit. So I think that's a great touch. And as you walk up this way, it just gets so dang bright. You wouldn't even think that you're in an ice cave. I know I need to keep working on my main village, but I have a feeling I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in here as well. I have too many villages. Like, this is a problem. What do I do? And speaking of villages, last episode when I tried to plop a village square down, it didn't let me, and today it still doesn't let me. If somebody from Lego Fortnite is watching this, please let us make villages in caves. Dude, this thing would become insane. It would give me so much more motivation to build here as well. But no buildings are going up today. All I wanted to do in today's episode was make sure that this place was 100% safe. So to close this video out, we're gonna back out for the last time. And when we load back in, you know what we're gonna check for. Do any enemies spawn? Or is it 100% safe? Oh, and we have loaded back in. We fell through our floor, but that doesn't matter because we're looking for enemies and I don't see any. No mobs in this place. What do you know? I think we all knew that because I haven't really seen a mob in here forever. And let's actually go outside and see if there are some mobs waiting. Yeah, there are. There's a little roller just chilling here. Oh, and it's not just a roller. There are a bunch of mobs down here. I know you guys love the ocean village, but if this is also one that you like seeing, I would love to expand it outside of these gates. I really think that I can make an entire cave 100% safe, but for now, we can go into this area and call it a day. And like I said, the comments are open. If you guys have got any suggestions on what I can build inside of this area, I'm probably going to pop up a few little sheds and other buildings. That way I can start smacking down some of these stations as well. But yeah, that's gonna about end it from this one. I'm sorry that this was a shorter video despite me probably spending close to 6 hours on this. The holiday season is wrapping up though, so I am gonna have more time to spend on these episodes going forward, but this is daily, so if you guys aren't subscribed and you enjoyed this one, be sure to subscribe. But with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching all the way until the end of this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this build and are excited for the future of what's to come here. Leave any comments down below, like I said, and other than that, that's gonna about do it for our episode today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.